Alright, here we go. Gonna continue Fern Boy Squad week out here in Portland in a shitty hotel. So we're using some APR Fougere Trois. Stuff smells fantastic. So it reminds me a lot of Jungle Warrior, like in that same vein from Noble Otter APR. But it's like it has like those kind of like earthy green notes to it. A little bit spicy. This is something like I bought the EDP on Jungle Warrior. This is something that I could see myself doing the exact same for this. This smells fantastic. You know what I mean? It's APR. Now, granted, as long as it's not Eclipse, as long as it doesn't have rose in it, I'll be alright. But Fougere Trois, this is a good one. This is going to be a winner for me. I loaded it up into my Captain's Choice, now Travel Bowl. We're going to be using some fucking gear today, boys. We're going to be using some fucking gear. Right here. Look at the different metals, the kind of layered metal. Look at the mother of pearl in all her majesty. Very nice. Just beautiful layered metal with the French point on it. I really want a fucking French point. So about 700. Very beautiful razor. I mean, absolutely flawless from what I can tell. This has already been used. I guess I should mention, I hung out with Jack last night. Jack from the Virtual Groomroom. And we had a fucking blast. It was such a good fucking time. So, we went back to his place after the breweries closed, because we were there till they closed. And we kept hanging out. He started showing me his shit. And he was like, take whatever you want to use. And I wasn't going to like empty out his collection, because he probably would have let me. He's so fucking generous. But I only took this Max Sprecher because it's my favorite one of his. I love the French point. I want one myself. That razor is immaculate. Then he also let me use, I figured I might as well go all out. Take your most precious items, your most expensive items in your den. There's some nice jelly going on. And this is the Varlet. Let me get my ugly fingers out of there so you can really appreciate it. This down here is kind of like an amber. It's translucent, but it's dark. It's kind of like an amber color. And then it has this nice white and black marble on top. And this is their gas lamp. So this is about 500. The razor is about 700. This is about 500. It's made, designed specifically for Jack. So let's keep that in mind as we get going here. And Jack is a face lather. I'm a bowl lather. So let's keep that in mind as well. I'm not trying to save its ass before it inevitably doesn't live up to the hype. But what I'm trying to do is, if it has shortcomings, it's because the maker of Varlet designs a brush specifically for your needs. Not specifically what you like and what you use. He takes the time to figure out how you shave. This is my understanding from watching Jack's videos and Jack talk about the Varlet. He gets to know your shaving technique. Not shaving technique in general. Your shaving technique, the way you do it. And then he breaks that down, compiles the data, takes your preferences into consideration, and then tries to craft a brush that is perfect in every way to your specific preferences. I don't know if that's loose, but it was hanging high. It was loose. Gonna go ahead and get some more water in it. It's Fougere Trois from APR. Looks like it could take a little bit more water. It's looking good. It's smelling very fragrant as well. Probably a 6, 7 out of 10. Probably a 7 out of 10. Smelling fragrant, and I like that. I'm not having any problems. I noticed it was very soft, but it didn't lack backbone. It wasn't necessarily floppy. It really struck a perfect balance when I'm just feeling it. You know what I mean? But it might be totally different on the face. Looks like we got some good suds though. Good enough for my liking. So let's go ahead and wet the face. So we'll see how the Varlet performs. We will see how the Sprecher performs. And we'll see whether or not I perform. Alright, let's get to going here. So, immediately upon touching the face and swirling it on the neck, this is soft as all get out. I mean, there is like no... It's like there's no scrub. It's like you're going back and forth with a pillow or something. It's actually like quite amazing. Damn. It's hard to say like right off the rip, first use, first experience, but it's definitely a top tier badger knot that I've ever used. Now I haven't tried all the best, or I should say the hypest stuff in the game. I haven't tried any declarations or anything like that. No Mozingos, no Black Eagles, no Rhodiums. But from what I have tried, this is definitely up there, near or around what my current favorite is, which is the Lancaster V1 and the Strike Gold Hair Force one. Both of those are, like in tough competition with this. It's very, very enjoyable. So here we go with the Sprecher. I just want to put a fresh edge on it before we get going. So there we go. I think we got a nice 69K Airstone edge on it. We'll get to shaving. Oh, baby. Excuse me, guys. Just did the whole edgegasm. It was very nice. Very nice. Oh, I didn't notice that detail right there. Didn't notice that at first. Under the blade. Kind of hidden. Nice touch. Now see, this monkey tail is kind of getting in the way here when I'm trying to hold it for kind of the upstroke. Maybe let's open it a little bit more. Okay, not bad. So it's got a very, it's got more heft even though it's I don't know, it's got more heft than like my razors. Even though it doesn't like look or feel bulky, it does have more heft than what I'm like normally accustomed to. I didn't ask any of the details, so sorry about that, guys. I'll give you a better look at the razor and maybe you can decide for yourselves. Got soap all over my hands. So I'll tell you off rip, the APR, it doesn't feel like one of my like favorite soap bases. There's nothing wrong with it, but when others, that water or what is that? Yeah. When other people say that the scents kind of outweigh the soap base, that's definitely true here. I definitely agree with that. The soap base is good, but it's just not anything spectacular. It'll get the job done in kind of like basic fashion, you know what I mean? Has all the elements you need to get a good shave. It's just not gonna blow your socks off in any capacity. Alright, let's fold that up and put it to the side. Get some more moisture on the face. So, first impressions. The soap is alright. The scent is awesome. The Sprecher is awesome. And the Varlet is awesome. Now, I will say, I can appreciate the aesthetics of the Varlet. I can appreciate it, but they're not personally for me. Like, I understand that it's a good looking handle. But aesthetically, not for me. I think I would probably went a different route. It is a chunky boy. There's no doubt about it. This gas lamp. I don't know if Jack has large hands and Varlet took that into consideration. I don't know all that. But it is kind of a chubby, chunky handle. So, I'm just trying to get some more suds loaded in. I noticed there was some lingering on the bottom there. I want to get those worked in. Kind of hate it when you leave soap behind. That's better. So, yeah, we went to a couple breweries last night, me and Jack. And well, I shouldn't say I started tying one on. Jack drinks like a grandma. I was throwing him back. He was enjoying himself. But that's alright. We had some fantastic beers that were worth taking your time with. Some really nice IPAs. I had a smoked porter from Little Beast in Portland. And Little Beast Brewing definitely cranks out some good stuff. Had a nice IPA from them as well. I had a nice Rosh beer from Wayfinder and another hazy IPA from Wayfinder. Just top-notch shit here in Portland as far as beer goes. Alright, let's get some Against the Grain going. Very, very smooth. All right. It is a very comfortable edge. I don't know if maybe Jack asked for that, but I was expecting like a bit more sticky sharp, and this is like, it's like smooth sharp. Maybe that's intentional. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe that was asked for and that's exactly what was delivered. But I don't know that, you know? All I know is what I'm perceiving is that it's very, very smooth. Trying to get those lines tight. I'll turn this around. Lather's still on the blade. I'm trying to figure out, you know, how to keep the ball rolling when I'm shaving. Figure out kind of a stroke pattern. Seems easy enough, but when you're talking, you got, you know, things that you want to get off your chest while you're doing your shave video. Sometimes, like, the most efficient stroke pattern, you know, just doesn't cross your mind. You're just shaving and talking, really. So, I'm trying to figure it out to where it's just kind of like down pat, but I don't think it's like gonna happen every single time. Very smooth edge. I tested it on my knuckle like I do with pretty much all my razors. Just popped the hairs right off. Just popped them right off. So, I think that 69K Airstone really does it. Does them justice. Alright, let's move the gear to the side, rinse off. We'll get some matching aftershave, some final thoughts. That almost sounded professional there for a second. Very smooth, guys, very smooth. And this is a morning shave. I'm normally not, normally dragging ass. This is before coffee, before anything, before breakfast. Gonna meet up with Jack and his wife again for some coffee and then breakfast. I was wondering if that's like a normal thing, like an American thing, or if that's just Jack being English. Because he asked me, do you want to get some coffee? Because we talked about going to breakfast. And he was like, do you want to get some coffee? And I was like, yeah, I'll get coffee at breakfast. And he was like, oh no, do you want to get coffee before breakfast? And I was like, is that a thing? Is that what like normal Americans do? I'm talking about going out, obviously, not at home. When you're at home, you run right to the coffee pot as soon as you wake up. But I'm talking like going out on the town for coffee and then leaving the coffee shop and then going to get breakfast. Is that a thing? I don't know. I'm down. I love coffee enough to do it. I just... It just seemed like a weird, strange event when the breakfast place probably has coffee. But it's probably not going to be as good as the dedicated coffee shop, so maybe there's something to this. Okay, I think I got the majority out. Whatever's left, I'll get it off cam. So we will go. Matching aftershave, Fougere Trois. These look like the industry standard bottles. If anything, they're maybe just a touch taller. Ooh, and I just noticed something. Floaties. So there's that. Give it a nice shake. Get this Fougere Trois greatness all over me. It's actually a little brighter. Top notes and the aftershave. A little brighter. I'd say maybe it has like a soapy note. It still has that earthy green spicy. I would say it kind of has like a brighter soapy note on top. Very nicely blended, very nice. Alright. Close that up, make sure we're respecting what we borrow. So, do a quick little recap. Right there. Whoops. I'm butchering this recap. Max Sprecher. You can see the layered metal. The absolute, like, majesty of the mother of pearl. The nice lines. Elegant swirls. There's that for you. Maybe, let me see if I got this. Quarter hollow. I forgot how this works, and I was just given reference material yesterday by the very kind Canadians, Lyle the Sask Shaver and Justin the Red Island Shaver sent me over reference material so I would know my grinds, and then I flunked by not remembering them. I think it's a quarter hollow. Tell me if I'm wrong. Is this how it works? It's kind of like removing a quarter of a wedge. Like removing a quarter of a wedge makes it a quarter hollow. Removing half makes it like a half hollow. And then removing like more makes it like full hollow. I think that's how it works, but I could be wrong. But Max Sprecher, absolutely fucking beautiful. The packaging was top notch too. Didn't really show it, but I guess I could throw it out real quick. Had this cardboard sleeve with a sticker. Had this kind of nice like canvas case, magnetic top, kind of like wood boxing, and then these kind of like stiff little feeler bars to hold the razor down. Something so that it doesn't gain moisture, and then a nice little card. Very classy, very worthy of, the price you paid. The gas lamp, Varlet, a fantastic knot, very, like flawless craftsmanship on here. Not necessarily the colorway or palette I would have went with, but I can appreciate the shape and the colorway chosen is just not something I would have chose, but it is a very handsome brush, and the knot on top was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely. I used the Captain's Choice bowl. Good old faithful. And then APR Fougere Trois to wrap up Farm Boy Squad week. So that was a fucking excellent shave. I'm about to go enjoy another day with my wife, Jack and his wife. and probably have some more drinks. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys have a good one. Thank you very much, Jack, for letting me borrow this shit. I couldn't be more happy with these products. That's kind of like the ultimate enabling, when you get to experience, try before you buy. Like, that shit doesn't get to happen, and we should do more of that shit, like in the community. Let friends borrow stuff. You know what I mean? Take a little leap of faith and like send some of your prized possessions out. Let friends try before they buy, because we do so much blind buying, and god damn it, everybody hates like buying something and then it didn't work out for you. It's not not your preferences. So definitely you want to keep that in mind. Let people borrow stuff, you know what I mean? Be generous. Why not? All right. That's truly it now. Thanks, Jack. Everybody, have a good weekend.